So, I went to go see Scream 6 over the weekend, so I thought I'd talk about it here. I really enjoy the movie going experience, so I actually try to go to the movie theater as often as possible. Right from the get go, I thought it was kind of cute. They were selling these limited edition plastic cups with little figurines on them to celebrate the film. Kinda neat. Yes, I bought one. Anyway, on to the movie itself. The original Scream came out in 1996, and this is the sixth Scream film in the franchise. By now, a lot of other series have either turned into garbage or have become a parody of themselves, like Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, etc., etc. But Scream is sort of immune to that, because from the very beginning, it openly acknowledges that it's a horror movie. Characters literally sit around talking about what the rules of a horror movie are, what the tropes are, how the twists work, etc. It's very meta and self-aware, and that's what Scream is, a commentary on the horror genre, especially slasher films. Okay, enough beating around the bush. Was it good? Yes. Was it a good Scream film? Oh yes. Do you need to watch the other 5 films for it to make sense? Not really. Maybe Scream 5, but not really the others. The Scream series has a storied past, and Scream 6 acknowledges it throughout, even going as far as having a ghost face that is obsessed with the past ghost faces. So even if you haven't seen the other films, the history of the franchise becomes a very big player in what happens, and it does take the time to show you why past events are relevant, which is great. All the little Easter eggs and references will make longtime fans very happy without boring new people that just want a scary movie. At the scene of every murder, the killer leaves the mask of a previous ghost face, counting backward from the most recent to the original. What he's counting down to is a spoiler, so I won't say, but it is very exciting. So, what did I think about it as a whole? Well, it's a Scream film. It does exactly what it says on the tin. There's a new ghost face running around killing people, and it's up to the survivors of the last film to stop him or get stabbed trying. Like, stabbed a lot. The kills in this movie are pretty freaking brutal. They stick to the knife, which is Ghostface's weapon of choice, which is also gruesome and visceral as always. I was squirming in my seat during a particular kill that involved a lot of knife twisting in the stomach. Oh, it was great. This movie nails the tension and blood really well. Anyway, this Ghostface is very, very well versed on the rise and fall of the ghost faces that came before him. As with the other Scream films, the characters do sit for the meta-commentary conversation about how this many movies in, it's a horror franchise, and 6 movies in, all bets are off, and even legacy characters that have survived previous films aren't safe either. I know every Scream film does this, and that's the point, but it did feel a little shoehorned in. But that's a Scream film for you. They're a commentary on the current landscape of the horror genre of films. And 6 films in, yeah, the original actors are getting older. Some of them don't come back at all, and Scream 5 was actually a transitionary film, so we could have a new set of actors for this film. So it walks a fine line between respecting the past and marching towards the future so that there can be a Scream 7 someday. And considering how easy these movies are to make, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Scream 7 in the next year or two. Anyway, was there anything I didn't like about the film? Well, there was one character whose death was assured, but didn't happen. Like, this character got stabbed. They got stabbed a lot. Like, a lot. Like, there were so many holes in this person, it was like a cartoon character that would take a drink and the water would shoot out of all different places around their torso. And then at the end, they were like, oh my, they survived. Look, there they are on that hospital stretcher. And I was like, bullshit, they survived. They got stabbed like 47 times and left on the floor for at least an hour to bleed out. I call bullshit. That reeks of some kind of rewrite or script change at the last minute. I don't know. Other than that, it was a strong entry into the Scream franchise. We got to see a couple of legacy characters, the tension was fantastic, the kills were gruesome and made me squirm in my seat. The movie was everything I wanted it to be. And the fact that you don't have to watch the other 5 films to understand it was pretty nice. It spends a good portion of time acknowledging the history of the franchise as it takes in its new cast of characters for a ride while retiring some of the older ones. I wouldn't be surprised if Scream 7 didn't have any legacy characters at all, since Scream 5 was setting up the new main characters, and this one was setting them to their real first challenge, all the while slowly killing off legacy characters. It happens, these actors aren't going to be around forever, so the new ones are here to take their place as the series continues. Is Scream 6 a super amazing must-see that you gotta go to the theater for? No, not really. It's another Scream film, and let's be honest, they do kinda bleed together after a while. Telling one from another is sort of hard to do if you're not a big fan of the franchise. But the Scream films are always excellent. Definitely see it if you get a chance. That's this owl's opinion anyway. See you later.